Welcome to Modern Living TV. Hi, Steph.
Hi, Bianca. Well, today's episode, just like everyday life, will be a hodgepodge of possibilities.
From discovering new design inspiration to meeting significant people.
Or learning a new craft and maybe some window shopping for fab furniture.
Join us as we scour the metro for more of the great stuff that make modern living a wonderful experience.
From living spaces to living life beyond its confines. This is your ultimate guide to modern living. I love a home full of lush, beautiful, fresh flowers. But the only problem is sometimes it can be costly and, unfortunately they don't last forever. Or do they? In comes the amo of floristeria, and they're going to show us what preserved flowers are all about, as well as some cost-effective floral arrangements.
The Amo Floristeria uses fresh flowers with their arrangements, but explores other forms. Preserved flowers are actually getting so much attention lately because of their longer shelf life and no maintenance.
Well-preserved flowers. These are basically natural flowers that are grown to be preserved.
Okay.
So
they're grown differently?
Yes. At the climax of their beauty, the plant's natural sap is taken out and is being replaced by a non-toxic moisturizer. And then when that happens, the fresh cut state remains forever.
It's really, I was admiring this rose. It's actually prettier than a fresh rose because there's absolutely nothing falling apart. I mean, and the texture, obviously out there you can't see or feel what I'm feeling, but the texture is like a real rose. And how long does this last?
It lasts for 3 to 5 years, or even longer if stored properly.
They don't retain any water, making them a very lightweight and mess-free bouquet.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about your arrangements and your styles and the things you offer.
Our style, I'd say, is really timeless, very classy. What we take highly into consideration is that what we design now must still appeal to someone 3 or 4 years from now because they last for a long time.
They have several versions of preserved flowers, from single roses to big arrangements.
Mostly presents. A few weeks ago, we had like a couple who just bought this one. This one has the Austin Rose. They bought it as a gift to their mom.
Could you remove these from the box and put in a vase, or no, you can't?
No, you can't.
So they have to stay there.
Yeah, they have to stay there.
So could you order, let's say, like a bouquet in a vase in particular, and like I'll bring you a vase and like, please make me an arrangement that will last a long, long time.
Yes.
Oh wow, that's great! I love that. Okay, so we're gonna make these preserved flower boxes, right? Okay, how do we start?
Okay, so I introduced those things for you. This is hydrangea. We have a different color, hydrangea. This is moss, preserved. They are all preserved one. We have a different color. Yes, and here I preserved leaves. And we have a different size of flowers. First, if we do a box like this, usually we sketch them first. What do you want to, what color combination, and what the foliage you want, what flowers you want to use. So first we will
lather the glue onto the floral foam.
So just make them stable. So usually the main part is the flowers. You really decide
which is your focal point.
Yes.
Okay, so we put it in the middle.
Yeah. And if there's no hole, you cut it diagonally so it can pierce the stem of the flower.
Okay. It's really mind-boggling. It really feels like real flowers.
They are actually.
Yeah, that's it. It feels like very fresh, real flowers.
And if the flower is okay, then we will put hydrangea or moss.
Actually, with the hydrangeas, you also have to cut them and also put a wire onto them.
You really have to be careful with your designs, right? Because it's very expensive if you make a mistake.
Actually, that's why we sketch our designs first. So the leaves, you could actually make it like protrude or... Doing a good job.
I really like to do flowers. I find it very therapeutic, actually.
If you're at home and you want to do your own arrangements, here are some tips and suggestions.
If you're at home, the simple the better.
Yeah.
So if the long one like this, can be foliage or can be flower. Can be like a
Eucalyptus,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
You know, these are actually very inexpensive here, right? And they smell super nice.
Yes.
Yeah, we make it a habit to choose fragrant or scented foliage.
Although, if you're setting for your dining table, you should avoid flowers that have a smell.
So after you buy it from the market, the first thing that you should do is actually cut the tip of the flowers because flowers also go through stress.
Yes.
And you can cut the stem a little bit, so for them to easier to absorb water.
Yes.
And in our flower shop, we have flower food. So we'll make the flower last really
longer.
Long.
And even in arranging bouquets, actually, a real florist or a good florist should be able to arrange the flowers in such a way that the bouquet should be able to stand.
Basically, the way I see it, it really just goes like this. So you would lay it on one on top of the other, and then you would just... Any last tips for our audience, like how to make them last longer, or you know how to keep them?
If no flower food, then change the water every day, and before change the water, we cut the stem a little bit.
Oh, okay. So
And diagonally.
Why is that? Why diagonally?
So it will absorb lots of water. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I think we learned a lot, and you know, having fresh flowers at home is definitely something really special, luxurious. It really makes your home just a wonderful place to come to. And you know, it's actually not that complicated apparently to make your own arrangements, or if you can't, just invest in a preserved one.
Everything that we put together here is sort of random. We're calling this the unstyling method or approach to design. It's like a more relaxed